Welcome to RV and Travel Adventures. My name is Jesus Manuel Menegarza. Hope you're doing absolutely fantastic wherever you're at. In this edition, I'm going to be talking about batteries and the need for certain types of batteries for certain situations. When I received my RV from Wana RV, they gave me an 80 amp hour lead acid battery, a simple lead acid battery. It was a nice battery. I sold it to somebody recently so they can use it on their, the boat when they, for their trolley motor. I even gave them a little case for it too. So they gave me an 80 amp hour, wet cell battery. Very nice battery, perfectly suitable if you're not going boondocking and staying out for several days in the middle of nowhere and requiring electricity. Okay, very nice battery. I currently have in my travel trailer even a smaller battery. I think it's a 30 amp hour sealed lead acid battery. It's currently disconnected because I have it in storage. But when I'm going to my next RV adventure, I'm going to Fallbrook RV Resort in Houston, Texas. I'll be connecting that little battery and calling it good. I will not be needing any more battery than that 30 amp hour battery. To be serious with you, all I need it for is basically turn the lights on once in a while. And when I park on the side of the road, typically I just open the door, I use the toilet, open the refrigerator, everything's been cold already, and I grab a beverage and I close it and I lock it again. Okay, that's all I do when I'm on the side of the road. Okay, and then this trip I'm taking to Houston, it's only like 4.5 hours away, and it's pretty much flat. And while I'm going down the road, I have a 7-pin connection from my truck to my travel trailer, and it's keeping the refrigerator going. And if I'm parked on the side of the road, it's also going to keep my lights. If I turn on the lights and everything, if I want to put out the slide, I can do all that stuff because it's connected to my car battery. One thing I've learned, and I learned, I did have, my truck is a 2016 model. It's had an old battery. And but I never had any issues with it until I went camping, Meridian State Park, and I had my 7-way pin connected. And I said during the middle of the night, I said, I don't need to disconnect. I'm just gonna leave it connected overnight. Just call it good. And when I woke up, of course, the battery in my truck was dead. Luckily, I always carry a little charger set up, one of those small batteries, and it has little cables. And I started up my car, and then. Had no issues. Went to downtown, Meridian, had some breakfast down there. Very nice breakfast. And had no issues. I did replace that battery eventually because it got damaged in that process. And it was an old battery. It's an old wet cell lead acid starter battery, okay? So to go from, again, trying to keep it short, which is very difficult. When I leave the storage unit, I'm going to connect my battery, hook up my 7-way, and drive to Houston, Texas, a little over 4 hours, and park at that RV resort. What are they going to have there waiting for me? At the resort, they're going to have electricity. I plug in my 30 amp hour connection, and now I'm getting electricity, from the resort. And I do not need to use a battery. I do not need a 4,000 million amp hours of battery. I don't need anything. I don't need any, because I'm getting most of it from there. I just need a little battery. So if something crazy happens, I can have. But even if something crazy happens, I'm going to turn off all the electricity and maybe even disconnect the fuse. What do you call it when you the breaker, and call it But I digress. So I'm going to be using their electricity. So I do not need lithium iron phosphate batteries. But I am planning to do, maybe in a couple months, maybe do a little bit of boondocking, just a tiny bit of boondocking. Previous to having my travel trailer, which I purchased in December of 2021, I used to do truck bed camping and also tent camping in California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Colorado, Wyoming, Kansas, Arkansas, etc., etc. Everything from the beaches of Padre Island National Seashore by Corpus Christi to the Sierras in California. I boondock. I had a little porta potty, and I had my sleeping bag. I called it. I had a little cooler, a little regular, igloo cooler, a nice one, nice igloo cooler, similar to a Yeti, but not as expensive. And it was good to keep things cold for like about, a good 4 or 5 days. Okay. So that's how I rolled back then. If I wanted water, I would walk somewhere, get water, fill my 2-gallon jug, and then I'd have water to, brush my teeth, to make a meal, to wash my hands, even to, do a towel bath, etc., etc. So that's how I rolled back in the day. Water I picked up from somewhere. I had to walk somewhere to get some water. Porta potty was in a little tent, and we go do our business in there. And electricity, we didn't have really any electricity. We didn't have anything. When we went places, like we would go to town, we'd plug in all our little devices. We got to plug them in because when we try to go sleep tonight and play solitaire, we need some electricity. So, it got dark, like, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and then we went to sleep around 9 o'clock because we got bored really quick because we didn't have the accoutrements, the fanciness of a travel trailer. So I do have, I have a pair of these from the kind folks at AoLithium. I have 2 of these. They gave me 2 of these so I can review. There's one right behind me over there. And I have 2 of these, but they're not connected to my RV right now unless I'm going boondocking. I do not need these at the resort. They don't serve any purpose. I check to see how they're doing because I have an app, and I click right here, and it starts going around in circles, and it tells me right there it's 100%. So both of them are at 100%, and of course I have little probes, and I check that they're, whatever they're at. And it says right now it's at 13.35 volts, which is perfectly fine for this one and this one. When I connect them in parallel, I use my 1/0, and I also have 2/0 cable, but I have 1/0 typically, so parallel. And when I'm at home, I charge it with my 12-volt, 15-amp Blue Smart charger by the folks at Victron. Hey, you ever heard of Victron? They're a reputable company. And it's 12/15 amp, and it's a very nice charger. I haven't charged my lithium batteries in about 4 months. They hold a charge, and they're just over there on top of a plastic box, and I call it good. So again, when do you need a lot of batteries? When you go boondocking. If I was so motivated and had the income, and I had a nice little, for example, I've been doing reviews on, Cross-Track, Class B plus, small C. And if I had those, I'd put these on there because I'd be heading out, going to do some serious boondocking, okay? On maybe in Baja somewhere, or in Texas somewhere, maybe Wyoming or Colorado somewhere. When you're doing some boondocking, and they have the ability to go down those roads to do boondocking, which I don't currently have, because my travel trailer, if it went down that road, it'd shake like this and essentially fall apart. And it has, just going over a little bit of a bump, had some issues, okay? But all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, B plus, Class C, small Class C. You should have, if you plan to do some boondocking, you should have, let me do that again, lithium iron phosphate batteries. Just saying, because you extend your issues, you have less issues. Let me fix my hair, I can see myself. You have less issues, supporting your electronic lifestyle, batteries for your cameras and players, and also the lights, and for the fridge, etc., etc., etc. Hope you're doing fantastic wherever you're at. I'm going to be going to a resort very soon, about 3-4 weeks. And next week, I'm going to be going to, what's that place called? Dallas. It's just down the road here, about 40 miles, to the Dallas RV Super Show. I'd like to thank the folks at the Dallas RV Super Show for giving me some tickets. I'm hoping to shoot about 5 videos on 5 different, RVs. If you have any suggestions, leave them below in the comment section. 5. That's all I have time for. I'm going to go down there, shoot 5, spend about 3, 4, 5 hours down there, and then I'm going to head back. I'm looking forward to seeing some exciting and new and exciting RVs. See what's new on the market. It's always in a state of flux, and I'm very excited by that process of finding something new and seeing something interesting. Thanks for checking out RV and Travel Adventures. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was on batteries, when you need a certain type and style of battery as compared to other situations. If you're just going to a resort, you don't need a big fancy battery system. But if you're going boondocking in the middle of the desert or on a beach, then and only then do you need a lot of batteries and a lot of solar. And you're probably going to have a lot of fun too. I'm jealous. And again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And leave your kind and friendly comments below. Abajo. Muchos gracias. And if you have the time, and only if you have the time, check out my photo website specific to RV and Travel Adventures. It's links are in the description. And also my Amazon affiliate pages are in the description. Again, thanks for checking those out. Don't forget to ring the bell for future notifications. From Fort Worth, Texas, this is Jesus Manuel Mena Garza. In about a week and a half, maybe a couple more weeks than that, maybe mid-March. That's when it's mid-March is when officially in the state of Texas is the start of camping season. That's when everybody says no more frost, no more snow, no more anything bad weather of that type, dropping you down. You can go somewhere and hang out. You can go to southern Texas, go to western Texas, go to eastern Texas, maybe even get out of Texas. That's one of my goals. Last year, all I camped in was in Texas. I'm maybe going to go to New Mexico, Colorado this year, maybe even Arkansas. Thank you very much for checking my channel. Don't forget to ring the bell for future notifications. Gracias. Adios. Bye-bye.